Cold weather moves across the land. The fall season is close at hand. Ghosts fly in the search of beds, starting with the text that says, "Hey, big head." And whosoever shall be found will find their mate for a consistent dick down. All this attention comes for a reason. Bitch, it's cuffing season.
The outline, with Kevin Dwayne, the outline, with Kevin Dwayne, this is the outline, with Kevin Dwayne, Kevin Dwayne, Kevin Dwayne, with Kevin Dwayne.
Yo, what's up? This is Kevin Dwayne, and this is The Outline, episode 9. I've done this for 9 consistent weeks, and you guys have listened that long. Thank you so much. Next week is the 10th episode, so make sure you send your questions to theoutlinetopics@gmail.com. I will be answering all types of questions, whether it's advice or you just want to get my perspective on something. Make sure you send those in by next week. You can leave it as a comment under my Instagram photos or on Facebook, or you can @ me on Twitter, which is the world of Kevin on everything pretty much. Also, make sure you subscribe on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher. You can listen to it on Facebook and YouTube. I have it everywhere for your convenience. Make sure you're sharing it with your friends. Thank you to all of you who have supported this. It's been wonderful. Shout out to my new podcast friends. Number one, thank you so much for Pods in Color for adding me to your directory. That's awesome. Shout out to the John Effect. Shout out to the Podcast Brothers and many more. There's so many dope podcasts out there, and by me joining this community, I'm hearing new people, and it's just so cool to be a part of this collective in a sense, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So let me tell you, I feel like the universe is trying to show me something. I don't know if it's perseverance. I don't know if it's consistency. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I am being tested a lot. Oh my God. I'm being tested so much. It's driving me crazy. I told you guys last week that things have been busy, in my 9 to 5, things have changed. Last week, I wanted to cuss everybody out in the office, but because of, professionalism and bills, like rent, car note, and Sally Mae, I refrained from that. I just instead tended to brown liquor, preferably Crown Royal, but because, the funds ain't right, I got to do the Jim Beam because that's about a $15 difference. But you can't really taste the difference, because on ice, it all kind of goes down the same. So it's cool. And also running, I'm very contradictory when it comes to, health and things. I drink and eat, but I also run, 10Ks like 3 times a week. But that's neither here nor there. But life has been very busy, like so busy, to the point that I literally get to Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, and I'm like, hey, I got to get this podcast out. But you know what? This is my outlet. This is my platform. So I'm not going to neglect it. I'm not. I enjoy this. This is the part of the week that I enjoy next to the motherfucking weekends because they're working the hell out of me. And I think that's a sign, though. I think I'm being tested by the universe to see how bad I really want to be monetized for my passions. I believe that. And I believe that when things kind of go crazy and other things, it's just a sign to see how bad do you want this? How committed are you to this podcast, Kevin? I'm going to make your life busy as fuck. And I want to see what the hell you do with it. And you know what, universe, bitch? I mean, I love you, bitch, but I'm still going to show up to this podcast because I love my fan base. I love venting. I love this platform. So I am not going to neglect it. but I'm also going to keep working hard at my 9 to 5 because we got bills to pay. It's only a few days before rent is due again. So listen, we're just focused and we're committed. And I think that's important. So I'm okay with that. The weekend was kind of a relaxing weekend for me. I had to chill out. I don't think I worked out at all last week. Like, I was that stressed, you guys. I was so stressed, so I didn't work out. And that's a flaw. That's a character flaw of me. When I get stressed, I tend to, I'm a stress eater. So, pop out the Oreos, get them honey buns together. I gotta just watch a lot of bad TV, and I don't work out. But I caught myself and I picked it back up this week. I've already ran 12 miles this week. This is going to come on Wednesday. I record this on Tuesday. So it's still Tuesday. Just a little inside behind the scenes action for you. But this is going to come out on Wednesday. But I've already logged 12 miles this week between Monday and Tuesday. So I'm back in it. I'm back to paying attention. I'm back to, taking care of myself. But last week it just shocked me a little bit. But thank God for a strong support system. I love my friends so much. All of them have been so supportive, and they have definitely spoken inspirational things into my life. They've said so many positive things like, Kevin, you got this. Yes, it's different, but guess what? You're going to boss the fuck up and you're going to do this. And you know what? After my weekend, I woke up on Monday ready. And this week has been so much better. Still busy, but I'm on top of that shit. And I feel so much better. So thank you to my friends. You all listen to this damn podcast. So thank you so much for that. Friday, I went to Six Flags, had a great time with my cousin / best friend. It was fun. Super fun. Got to get on some roller coasters, and that adrenaline that really helped with the stress and stuff. Had a great time. It went flawlessly. Saturday I chilled. I watched TV all damn day, and Sunday was kind of a repeat. I got some more work done. I did some editing and stuff and some personal work, but it was still a relaxing day. Photography. Photography, I talk about it all the time because it's still my passion and I love it. I do. I love photography, but I am kind of moving away from, I think, gigs. And it's because I don't want to lose a love for it. I love it as a art and a craft and, a creative outlet. But when you get paid for it, things kind of change up because people kind of want the world of you. And this is not the most professional of me, but I still think it's an interesting story to share because if you're a person like this, I need you not to be. So I had a client a few weeks back, and I did the shoot. I was contracted through somebody else. It wasn't with them. And so I did the shoot, came through, took all the photos. Everything went well. I sent them the photos. I sent them 240 motherfucking photos. Edited, lighting, everything. They had a stamp and repeat, which is pretty much to people outside of the photography and event planning world. That's the backdrop, with the words on it, whatever the event is. And so I took all these photos and edited them, 240. I got, other event stuff like, cakes and food and entrances and family and laughing and stuff like that. I got all that shit, dancing, all of that. Sent the pictures to them. Not only did it take them like 4 days to confirm that they received the motherfucking pictures, but they were like, the pictures were nice. But I was wondering, do you have any shots of me just like, walking around and talking to people, working the room? Do I have to explain how frustrating that shit is? Do I really have to explain? Like, I get it. You obviously had a look you were going for, and you're probably trying to complete a slideshow or a book or something, and you wanted pictures like that. I get it. That's cool. But from my perspective, it's different. I sent your ass 240 pictures edited of all of your family, you with every single person that came, the cake, all that stuff. I sent you all of that stuff. And yet you want some candid shots of you just, walking around and talking to people. But here's two things. Number one, we never had a pre-planning meeting because I didn't meet you till the day of because I was hired through somebody else. I wasn't hired from you. So we never had a pre-planning meeting. So I couldn't have known what you would have wanted, because if I knew what you wanted, I would have given you that. I would have given you all the working the room pictures you wanted. But because I was hired through a third party to do what I normally do, and that's to take important pictures, that's what I did. So that's that part. Okay. There's that. And then, number two, I don't even remember what fuck number two was, because number one is important. There was no pre-planning meeting. You didn't tell me what the fuck you wanted, okay? And the fact that you literally just made it seem like, oh, it's just easy for me to drag and drop these pictures to your inbox, and now you're like, oh, can you send me those pictures? No, I can't. But I understand, wanting what you want, and I get that. But for a future reference, if you're going to have a party, to those of you who, want to keep living and having milestones, when you have a party, you're a photographer, have a pre-planning meeting with them. Tell them what you expect from them. Tell them what it is you want. That way they can give it to you. But don't assume they know what you want and then try to sideways, complain about the shit after the fact. But anyway, so I eventually responded. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry I don't have any pictures of you working the room, but I am glad you enjoy the other photos. I wish I would have known, because I would have given you just that, because, that's still very much, customer service. But it was kind of off-putting, because I spent, I believe, 6 hours just editing and getting those photos done and stuff. And just to kind of have that kind of passive, oh yeah, those pictures are nice, but do you have any, pose pictures of, no, I'm good. No, I don't. I'm sorry. But, nice working with you, girl. But sorry, that was a quick rant on photography. But that all that to say is, I think I'm moving away from, gigs. I mean, it's great to have a little extra money in your pocket. Absolutely. It's wonderful. I love it. But sometimes some things take away from the art. It really does. But on the same token, it is fun to go to different events and stuff. So I don't know. I'm just going through a lot of transitions right now. So maybe I still want to do gigs and shit. Don't pay me any mind. I'm stressed. I told you I'm stressed. Ignore me. Forget all the shit I just said. So enough about me. Let's go on about topics that have been happening. I think it's been a pretty dry ass week, because when I was looking for topics to talk about, I was like, not much happened. And I think that's a good thing, because that means things haven't pissed me off royally, but it also means that I've been super busy with work. And before I hit those topics, I have to go on what I said last week. So the show Atlanta and Queen Sugar. Okay. I rewatched Atlanta last week. I do like it. I do enjoy the show. I had to rewatch it without my phone, and it's good programming. It's funny. It's a dark humor, and I think that's what I didn't understand on first watch. I didn't know what I was expecting, but now I get that it's a dark humor. So you'll go from laughing at shit that's really, really awkward to just being kind of like, I don't know what to do with this shit. But it is a good show. I am going to continue watching it. Queen Sugar, phenomenal. The characters are beautiful. There's so much emotion. I found myself tearing up several times. Phenomenal show. I love where television is right now. It seems like fall programming is ready for that ass. So I enjoy both of those shows, but now I got to figure out when I'm going to watch them, because they come on at the same goddamn time. But whatever. I love them both. So I just want to go back, because I know last week I said I wasn't feeling Atlanta so much, but you know what? I gave it another chance, and I do enjoy it. So I just wanted to go on the record and say that. Now, topics that have been in social media and shit like that. Number one, you guys have probably or probably not. If you haven't seen this, you're lucky, because it's draining any fucking way. But Patrice Brown, aka hashtag Teacher Bay. She's a teacher in Atlanta who is very curvy, gorgeous woman. And I guess her pictures in the classroom went viral. And so the biggest discussion has been is what she wearing inappropriate? And it's so sad that we only see women sexualized like this. Like it's their fault that people are sexualizing them. You know what I mean? Like that's your shit. So there's been all these debates going back and forth about, is it appropriate? Is it not? And of course, people have been super, super fucking harsh about what she has on. Like, this is inappropriate. Why the fuck are you wearing that? Oh, the kids, the fourth graders you teach can't focus. And this, and listen, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, period. Someone posted some shit. And I'm sorry if I ramble, because this is what I do, because I take very few notes for the show because I want it to be authentic, because I want it to be how I would talk to you if you were here. So, excuse me. Someone posted this long thing about how they thought it was inappropriate, how they thought she should have lost weight or she should find bigger clothes. And it's just, and they wanted to say, oh, when I was in kindergarten, there was a teacher and I sexualized her. And I was like, hold the fuck up. Number one, you're gay. Number two, how the fuck did you sexualize somebody in kindergarten? Like, I mean, that's quite young, but also, it's not a woman's fault or her fucking problem that you sexualize her. That's your shit. Now, this woman, Patrice, like I said, gorgeous. She's very curvy. She could wear a fucking potato sack, and them titties and that ass are still going to show through that sack, okay? It doesn't matter what she wears. Her clothes were fine. She was covered up completely, not showing anything but goddamn knees and elbows. But because she's curvy, you try to guilt her for that? What is she's supposed to wear a fucking muumuu? Is that it? She's supposed to wear a fucking muumuu with purple roses on it like Madea? No, get the fuck out of here. And I don't want to make it racial, but I am tired of black women being sexualized and also being unfairly criticized for who they are naturally. By anybody. I don't care if it's men, women. I especially don't like gay men who try to oppress women and try to say shit. We're already oppressed people. Why are we going to try? I really think this shit comes down to superiority. Superiority. Everybody wants to feel like they're over somebody. So anytime you have a chance to condemn somebody, you fucking take it. And that shit is draining. It's so fucking draining. Let her live. Those fourth graders are going to test well. They're probably learning all they need to learn. And if anything, they're learning about motherfucking anatomy because she got a lot of it. But she's covered up. Nothing is showing. The clothes fit her because she's a thick girl. You sexualizing her is not her fucking problem. The debate is stupid as hell. Let's talk about the test scores. Let's talk about the textbooks in the school. Let's make sure shit is accurate. But trying to condemn her for just being a thick girl? Stupid. Get out of here. And I'm not here for it. I will gladly unfollow, block, whatever. No blocking. That's stupid. But, just get you off my goddamn page. Because I can't get with that mindset. Especially when it comes to beautiful black women. Black women in general. All black women are beautiful. But I can't do it. I can't. Stop this shit. Stop sexualizing every fucking thing. And speaking of that, there was another picture of a father and son laying on one another and the internet went fucking crazy. Why is masculinity so fucking fragile that a father can embrace his own fucking son without people going crazy? You motherfuckers need more hugs. Y'all need more love, because if you had experienced that shit, you know what it's like to have a father figure who loves you back, because y'all make everything out to be gay or to be feminine when in reality it's just fucking love. And if you lack love, everything just gets a side eye from you. It's just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Just please, God, if I could teach the world to be a thug in harmony. Sorry, I had to go to a Bone Thugs and Harmony reference. I just need y'all to just stop this shit. And I know that, we can't change the world, but if I can just influence one mind, that would be enough for me, because the shit is stupid. You will shame anything to take the mirror off of yourself. And that's the truth. So I think the Patrice Brown thing is stupid. Let the girl live. She's an educator. She's doing her thing. She's beautiful. She's curvy. She's thick. She's a black woman. Phenomenal woman is she. Let her be. Shout out to you, Patrice. Keep teaching. I'm going to call you Miss Brown. Teacher Bay. Do your thing. Another thing that caught my attention over the weekend, and it's only because I clicked the goddamn link. So apparently, Monica and Brandy are still beefing after 18 goddamn years. What? Let me start over. So I guess a while back, I would have completely missed this. It was only because Monica was on The Real and she said something about Brandy. A link was put on Facebook and I decided to click the shit because I was like, what? I thought they were cool. So Monica had a recent surge in, I guess, popularity because of the So Gone challenge. You know, that was a big move for her. It made her song go up the charts. And, you know, it's a good look. You know, go girl. So someone tweeted Brandy like, oh, are you going to do the So Gone challenge? She tweeted back, child, bye. All right. So that is a shady statement. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and try to, you know, soften it up. You could have said anything but that. So it was a shady statement. You could have been like, oh no, I'm not going to participate. I'm going to let Monica have her moment. You know, it could have been something else, or it could have just been fucking silence. It could have been silence, Brandy. Silence. Could have been that. But she said, ciao, bye. Cool. Let that go. So of course the internet makes a big deal out of it. Of course, there it is. But then Monica evens out the petty by putting this passive aggressive ass Instagram post about, you know, being a butterfly or some shit and being free and, you know, woman of God or some shit. She does this post. And so there's that. Then Brandy, you know, challenges that petty with her own Instagram post. And I'm like, okay, like I said, I completely missed this until this last week, and this has been going on for a while now. So fast forward to Monica being on The Real. They ask her about the situation. She says, you know what, you know, me and Brandy have collaborated and it's never been easy. And, you know, but, you know, I've learned to control myself and not, you know, get involved in that. But I'd work with her again because I'm part of the Trinity with Aaliyah and her and I, blah, 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 this and the other. And it was in that moment I was like, wait, they're beefing? And so it's been 18 years. What are y'all going through? And what happened? Like, y'all did It All Belongs to Me. Y'all had the Whitney tribute moment on BET. Like, things were good. I want to know what happened in between there. Or maybe I don't. Maybe it's just stupid celebrity shit. But I just find it hard to believe that it's 2016 and we're still hearing about feuds between Brandy and Monica, especially when the only Grammy they have is Together. What the entire fuck is happening? One of my friends was like, this is not news. I'm like, it kind of is though, because it's so petty. Like, it's been 18 years and you guys are still fighting over Mekhi Phifer for the boys' mind. What the fuck? It's entertaining. I think that's what it is. Like, what? You both are grown. Both have kids. Both have struggling music careers. I mean, there's better things to focus on. But I digress. iPhone 7 is coming out this week. The iOS 10, I just downloaded it on my phone this morning. Been kind of playing with it. It's cool. You know, when you have an older model of the phone, the updates aren't as fun because it just reminds you of like how old your shit is. So it's never quite the same until you have the new hardware. But I think I'm going to hold off for a while for getting it because I don't Cell phone plans have changed so much over the years. I have been with AT&T for almost a decade now. And, I used to do the whole contract thing where you can get the phone for like $200 and, sign up for your contract and you were good. But now they have these plans where, you get a new phone every year, but you got to pay like an extra, I think it's anywhere from $27 to $47 a month on top of your bill. And I'm kind of not with that. I like the idea of just getting the phone and just, I like the contract idea because I can just get the phone for the low, have my plan. But something about the month-to-month phone thing drives me crazy because if you then cancel your AT&T, you got to pay the balance of the phone. And those motherfucking phones are like $800, I believe. So I think I'm going to hold off for a while until I feel like I'm ready to get the 7. I think it's an amazing phone. I'm not tripping about the auxiliary being gone because all of my phones have been Bluetooth. I've been with present technology, so that's really not an issue. When I run, I have a Bluetooth earphones because I don't like a cord, going to my pocket so I can drop my phone. So I have Bluetooth earphones for that. I also have headphones that are Bluetooth as well, which are the ones I use for this podcast. So that's a non-issue. I haven't used an actual plug-in in over a year, so I'm not tripping about that. But the features are cool. Like, I'm with it. I have the 6. I usually get a new phone every 2 years. I don't get the S's ever. I usually get the solid numbers. So it is time to get it, but I'm not trying to add another bill right now. And, my phone bill is already high enough because I have unlimited data from years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm grandfathered in. They don't offer it anymore unless you have Uverse or DirecTV, but I'm grandfathered, so I refuse to change my plan. So I'm paying that full plan price, and I'm not trying to add more money on top of that. And I can only get a 64 gig or higher because the way my social media life is set up and the way my nudes are set up and my videos are set up, I need a lot of space. So I have to have a 64 gig or higher. And currently I think I have the 128. So I'm not backtracking, boo. I can't do it. So I'm going to hold off for a while as long as I can because I have other important things to purchase at this time. And I'm not balling out of control like, I imagined I'd be at this age, but hey, rent's paid, car note, everything's good. We're cool. We're chilling. So I'm going to hold off on the iPhone. But I do think it's a beautiful phone. I do love the camera features. As a photographer, those camera features are it. Like that low ass f-stop aperture, that's gonna be everything because you can take pictures in low light. That's so dope. So I was very turned on by that. I love the whole Mario exclusivity feature. I think it's going to be a great phone, and I'm sure after I see my friends with it, I'm going to get jealous and then end up going and working something out at AT&T like I do every time they release one. But I'm trying to hold off because it's the responsible thing to do. And additional point. So the Colin Kaepernick thing is still going on right now. And I just want to note that this man has made such a big impact. Look at all the people who are participating in this protest, the people who are kneeling, the people who are doing this in favor of this. They have dragged this man and they continue to drag him. But guess what? He's making an impact. And I am so proud and I totally support him. And on another note, someone else who's following the protests, another NFL player, Brandon Marshall. If you've seen, he's lost 2 sponsors because of the protests, which I think is so stupid. Protest those fucking endorsements. Fuck them. Like, I just, no, that's such a bad business move. But he lost 2 sponsorships. But Russell Simmons, the music mogul, okay? The music mogul, Kimora Lee Simmons, baby father, offered him an endorsement deal. And I thought that was such an amazing gesture. He was like, listen, you lost 2, but I'm offering you 1 more, so you're only down 1. And I just think that's amazing. So shout out to all the people protesting and using their platform for a good reason. So Colin, you started this. Shout out to you. I hope you get a humanitarian award next year at BET. You know, I think you're next on the list. But yeah, I think it's amazing. I can't even say the word right now. I love how we're united right now for, you know, a cause. We're starting conversations. We're letting people know that we're not going to take their shit, that, you know, there's certain things that are wrong in the world that need to be questioned. And if anything, you're still starting a conversation and getting people talking. And that's all that matters. And those are the hot topics from the last week that I noticed or at least cared about to talk about. So it's cuffing season, you guys. Do you guys know what cuffing season is? Do you understand the concept of cuffing season? Urban Dictionary defines cuffing season as this: during the fall and winter months, people who would normally rather be single or promiscuous find themselves, along with the rest of the world, desiring to be cuffed or tied down by a serious relationship. The cold weather and prolonged indoor activity causes singles to become lonely and desperate to be cuffed. Years ago, when I was a young chap, I used to think this shit was a goddamn myth. But oh no, I am older and I am motherfucking wiser. And let me tell you, come September, niggas reappear. The ghosts are hoping to be real humans in time to be cuffed by you and your supreme thickness, okay? So summertime, you know, everybody thotting, including myself. Everybody just out here thotting, you know, whatever. Bodies is out, chest is out, ass is out. You know, you're just trying to just smash what you can smash, have a good time. But when that fall hits, especially in the South, or, you know, other places too where, you know, it does cool down. You know, LA is pretty much standard across the year. And I think that's why I didn't believe in cuffing season when I was in LA, because it's pretty much 70 all year. So there was no reason to even embrace cuffing season, because you could still wear shorts on Christmas Day. So there was no reason. But oh, in Atlanta, it gets cold, okay? And you need somebody who can cook as well. Dick you down every now and then. So people coordinate this late August, well into September, because you want to be ready by about Halloween. You really want to be ready by Halloween, because that's when that time change. You know, that's when you fall backwards in the time and it just gets a little bit cold. And I have found this to be very true, because just a few weeks ago, a motherfucker I've not talked to since March and have not seen out, not something I was invited to, I just seen his ass out in April, decides to send me a text message on some, "What's up, stranger? How you been?" Nigga, the same. Still fine. Still out here doing what I need to fucking do. How have you been, motherfucker? And I was like, this is like the groundhog coming out. This is the sign. That first text message lets you know that cuffing season is upon us. And he was the groundhog to let me know that cuffing season was going to happen by that text. So we had a dry ass conversation, and I let him know I wasn't fucking interested, and I haven't talked to him since, because I don't deal with fuck niggas, and no, fuck that. But since then, other people have shown extreme interest in me all of a sudden. You know, it's just like, hey, how you been? Hey, let me cook for you. Hey, let's do this. Hey. Because it's real. And my homegirl sent me a text of niggas hitting her up. And she's in a whole relationship. She got a whole man at home. Been there for about a year and a half. Whole man. And niggas from 3 years ago, hey, how you been? Really? You went through your entire call log and you landed on my shit from 3 years ago? My goodness. Okay, cool. It's real out here. It's real out here. So all I'm going to say is this: for cuffing season, prepare yourselves. If you're single, if you're in a relationship, you're good. You're cuffed all year. Cuffing season does not apply to you. But if you are single, just recognize that cuffing season is only a limited time of the year. Like any other season, you have the Christmas season, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, holiday seasons, you have things, March Madness, Black History Month. They're all limited. They're all fucking limited. Cuffing season is limited. So all I'm going to say is, should you meet someone in this time period, understand there are going to be certain rules that apply to the cuffing. So it begins with, figuring out who it's going to be. You send out mass texts. You just look at, you pull out your previous booty for the last, 2 years. I think that's safe. You send out texts. Then you see who replies warmly, you link something up, maybe a date, maybe a smash session just to remind them of what once was, especially if it was good, And then you just start working your magic, cook a little breakfast, chill out, continue the activity. Because right around, I'll say September 25th, around that time, that's when the lock-in happens. That's when, you start signing the contracts. Like, okay, so you about to be boo till about February 13th. Like, solid, because right before Valentine's Day, you're gonna be there solidly until about February 13th, because I'm not buying no gifts. All right, that happens. So you sign that contract. That's the beginning, and y'all go ahead and enjoy yourself through the holidays. You got a smash session happening. It's consistent, and then February is when you reconsider. Like, okay, is this going to be a long-term thing? Are we going to continue this until the second phase, which is until about June 18th, because that's a couple days before summer starts. So that's the second phase. Now, if you make it past the second phase, y'all in a relationship. Y'all in a relationship at that point, because no one makes it that long in cuffing season. But just understand that cuffing season is a very short period of time, but it is very real. So choose your mates wisely. Choose them wisely. It's a beautiful time of the year. I mean, who doesn't like consistent sex and meals? Who doesn't like it? Who? Show them to me. Show them to me, please. So, choose wisely. Don't get caught up. Don't do it with exes. Find someone new. Cuff someone new. Have some fun. Like, exes, unless it's good sex and you know it, that's cool. But exes are always kind of a year-round thing. You can always kind of go back and dabble. Get a new teammate for the cuffing season. But understand that it's real and it's time. It is time. September 14th, it is time you should already have chosen who it's going to be, so you can lock in the next 10 days. That means you got to, give them a little sample, show them what your pancakes taste like. Literal pancakes, that you make in the kitchen, fry them some bacon up, eggs, so they know that you are, a good pick. So you got to get to that. You have 10 days to do that. So I hope you guys are all out there, campaigning and doing your thing. I'm a little behind. I don't know if I'm going to have someone to cuff this season, but I'm going to be okay. But I want you guys to be better than I am, okay? So you have 10 days before that lock-in date. I'll check in with you, and we'll go from there. But yes, that's all I have to say about that. Mental health moment. I want you guys to take a friendship inventory. It's important. Look at who you're friends with. Is there anyone who drains your energy? Is there anyone who's not there as much as you think should be there? What about the good people? Who are the people who are really there for you? Do you need to upgrade them on your list of friends? But it's time to take inventory of friendships, because we're all getting too damn old to be around acquaintances all the time. So take a friendship inventory and remove toxic people and promote the people who are beneficial to you and who you are beneficial to. It has to be reciprocated, not one way, because life is too short to have toxic people in your life, people who drain your energy every time you talk to them, people who you can't confide in without them criticizing, people who you can't talk to and vent to without feeling like they're against you. So take inventory of your friendships. That's what I want you to do in the next week. Think about who's in your corner and who's not, and get rid of some people. Real talk. It can be on Facebook too. That's fine. Y'all always do that shit. But I mean, in your real life, take inventory of your friendships, because that's good for mental health. You need people who love you and who you love back. People who feel like family. People who are there to support you, and vice versa. Fuck all that, oh, they're fun to be around, oh, they're fun to go out with. Fuck that. You don't need those people in your life. You need people who are going to support you, who are going to lift you up, who are also going to check you when you're getting out of line too, you know, with your goals and your decisions. People who are going to tell you the truth, but also do it out of love. But those toxic, you know, oh, we like to smoke weed together friends, they got to go. Just figure out who the plug is and just go from there. But don't keep them around just because, you know, y'all smoke together. Fuck that. But take a friendship inventory. And that is the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please, 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 please share this episode with your friends. Subscribe. Leave your comments. Also, send your questions for next week's episode. It's going to be the question and answers episode. I got to have some questions, though. The outline topics at gmail.com or anywhere else you can find me. Just send the question. I'll write it down and we'll go from there. But I thank you so much for joining me every week. This is my favorite part of the week. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing week and weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much. Peace out.